Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 21 video. In today's episode, we're going to be rebuilding the Indianapolis Colts. And Drew Luck did retire a year ago. Very sad days. Very good QB whenever he was healthy. He was injured quite a bit, actually. And, yeah, this team's actually going to be a little bit harder of a challenge than I think it's going to be because T.Y. Hilton is no longer an X factor, which does raise some questions. Do we trade him away? Because his cap room is about $15 million, and he's only a star development. He is kind of old, so let's just jump into the team. So here we are with the overlook of the team as we have Phillip Rivers here. We're probably going to keep him around for the first year and probably let him hit free agency. He's obviously going to do nothing on this team. Zach Pascal really does amazing in simulation. Michael Pittman Jr. has been pretty good for a rookie. And T.Y. Hilton, $15 million a year, and he's star dev with 30 years old. I don't know if I could even keep him around. And everyone else here I don't really know about. I want to keep Zach Pascal in the slot because he just develops amazingly fast. O-line looks absolutely great. Tight ends, Trey Burton is on the older side, and Jack Doyle is even on the older side than him. So I'm surprised by that. Maybe we'll need a new one. I don't know yet. DeForest Buckner is a beast. Obviously going to keep him around. Apparently he needs an ability slot, so I guess I'll give that to him. And everything else here looks pretty good. This D-line is solid. I wish it was a little bit younger other than DeForest Buckner. Rock Ya-Sin is pretty good and Kenny Moore is pretty good. So they're both going to be staying around for the remainder of this rebuild. Darius Leonard, very underrated. I like him a lot. And Julian Blackmon out here. And I believe I said his name wrong in my Wheel of Franchise series and you guys completely torched me for that. I am so sorry. And yeah. Other than that, we have the GOAT kicker, and I would say that it's time to jump into the trades. Here we are with the trades as we were trading away T.Y. Hilton and Xavier Rhodes. They take up an insane amount of cap, and they will do literally nothing for this team. Next, we're trading away Justin Houston, Jack Doyle, and our left end for a first, a second, and a first from the Green Bay Packers. Again, it's just a cap and age situation. They'll have no use for this team. Next, we're trading away Jacoby Brissett, second-string QB, and a seventh-round pick for the second draft pick from the Redskins. Now here we are with the overlook of the team as we have Marlon Mack actually here, and I don't know why it wasn't showing up before, but I actually might want to start Jonathan Taylor, but I think Marlon Mack is okay for now, and for some reason Malik Hooker wasn't showing up either, but he is there. Julian Blackmon, I'll just keep as second string. It's okay with me. And everyone else here looks pretty good. It looks the same, but I would hopefully get a better middle linebacker whenever the end of the season comes. And these defensive backs are all right. I would think I need a better third or a better number one since Kenny Moore is a slot. But anyways, guys, let's get to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a win to the Lions as we are 5-2, surprisingly, at the top of the division. It looks like Phillip Rivers apparently does really good in simulation. Marlon Mack, I don't know how I feel about this. So he wants $5 million a year to be a running back, but it seems like I can go in free agency and pick up any running back for like half that. So I think I'm just going to do that instead. It may not be too realistic, but I could just pick him up in free agency for a lot cheaper. Malik Hooker doesn't want to re-sign for now. I'll have to worry about that at the end of the season. Trey Burton, I want to see how he regresses at the end of the season. Zach Pascal, he'll probably get a dev up, so I'll re-sign him if he does at the end of the season. Everyone else here, I don't really have an interest for. So, yeah, other than that, I'm going to spend some Coach XP right here. And, yeah, get to XP goals and expert scouting. So, other than that, guys, I would say it's time to jump into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs coming off a win to the Jaguars as we are 10-6, top the division above the 7-9 Jaguars. And Phillip Rivers actually did really good in simulation. Was he the MVP? I doubt it. Colin Kaepernick on the Broncos. You got to be kidding me. Phillip Rivers, number 7 for MVP candidate. Pretty good season for him. Pretty great one. Third best offense in the NFL. And 18th best defense. In real life, the Colts would keep him if he had the season. 4,500 yards, 37 TDs, 14 interceptions. Marlon Mack, 11 TDs and over 1,000 yards receiving-wise. Michael Pittman Jr., 1,100 yards, and Zach Pascal, 1,100 yards and 6 TDs. Both great seasons for them. Defensively, Rock Ya-Sin with the most tackles on the team, most tackles for a loss. Goes to 15 for Darius Leonard and most sacks, 14 for DeForest Buckner. 3 people had double-digit sacks. Wow. Okay, 3 interceptions for Willis, and safeties is 0, and defensive touchdowns is 1 for Malik Hooker. glad I started Malik Hooker over Julian Blackmon. Julian Blackmon seems to be the defensive rookie of the year, people are saying, but I'm saying it's Jeremy Chin. Jeremy Chin is definitely the defensive rookie of the year in my opinion. He's played amazing. But still, we beat the Steelers in the wild card here to face these simulation gods, and Baker Mayfield apparently had a player of the week, so that is a little bit concerning, along with Darius Leonard, who did also have a player of the week. So, Rodrigo, the kicker, bro. The absolute legend. Goggles out here. He got a XP up. I don't know what I'm saying. He's a GOAT. That's all that matters. And we lost to the Browns. I don't know what's going on. Young Hoku may be better. We will never know. I will probably have to do a legendary battle between them. But anyways, guys, let's get to the offseason. Here we are in the offseason as the Browns beat the Bears and probably Nick Foles, their starting QB, in the Super Bowl. Nick Foles is a GOAT in simulation. He's a GOAT in general. Phillip Rivers retires, so we can't even re-sign him if we wanted to. And I don't know if I would. I mean, he had a pretty good season, so I don't think keeping him around for a second season would have been a bad idea. And Marlon Mack, same deal like I said before. I'm just not going to re-sign him for that much. I can get him for half that in free agency, so I'm going to do that. Malik Hooker up that bonus, and he does stay with the team. Zach Pascal did get a star dev. There it is. It says plus star dev right there for having 1,100 yards season with 12 TDs. So definitely great for him, as we are going to up his salary to make sure he stays with the team, and he stays with the team. Pretty cheap contract for a star dev player. Will start as a wide receiver, so it's pretty good. Everyone else here don't have an interest for. We'll probably pick someone else up in free agency. So the team's an 83 overall, 84 offense, 83 defense. Pretty good team. Jacob Eason is definitely not going to be the future. Michael Pittman Jr. with superstar dev now. I do believe he had star dev before, but now he has superstar because of that amazing season. Zach Pascal now has star dev. Jacob Eason definitely not going to be the quarterback of the future, just because his starting overall is so low and you can't really progress it from that point. And Trey Burton is still here. I think I could pick him up cheaper in free agency as well. Darius Leonard with superstar dev. I expected that he should have had superstar dev to start with, and it looks like our right end now has star dev, as he is 26 years old, so he'll definitely stay with the team. Only 76 overall, not really great, but Bobby Okereke here with star dev as well. Looking to get a middle linebacker in free agency or the draft. That would definitely help a lot. But other than that, guys, let's get to the free agency. Here we are after free agency, as we apparently got Aaron Jones and Kenny Galladay. Kenny Galladay is an absolute monster. I was surprised whenever he was there in free agency, and we actually had to go big on him because there was other teams competing. I couldn't really get him cheap, but our receiver core is definitely finished. Aaron Jones was cheaper than Marlon Mack. Yeah, that sounds weird to say out loud, but yeah, he was cheaper than Marlon Mack, so just deal with it, as I'm going to choose some superstar abilities for him that don't really matter too much, especially in simulation. So, tight end, we definitely need to look to get that. Trey Burton was picked up by another team, and I didn't want to offer too much on him, and everyone else here on the defense looks all right. So, other than that, guys, I'd say it's time to jump into the draft. Here we are in the draft, picking up a QB, Scotty Bonds, 72 overall, only normal dev, ranked number 23 in the class. I hard reached on him. I picked him up at number 9. Next, we're picking up an outside linebacker, Ray Perez, 71 overall, a hidden dev. He's a speed rusher, but I'll probably move someone into inside linebacker. And this is what the team looks like after the draft, as it looks like the CPU picked up a right guard with hidden dev, because I definitely did not draft this guy. Sam Austin, I don't know who you are. We're still lacking at tight end, and the speed rusher, I'll probably move down to left end, since he's a speed rusher archetyped and not a run stopper. If he was a run stopper or pass coverage, I would definitely move him to inside linebacker, but speed rushers don't really develop that well at middle linebacker, obviously. So he's going to be moved down to left end, and hopefully he can progress there as a rusher. And it looks like this team, goes from a 71 to a 72 overall at that position, so he looks to be doing a little bit better. Middle linebacker still sucks, and tight end still sucks, but still, this team, once again, looks pretty good to me, and everything else here is good as well. So I don't think there's anything else in the specialist I need to worry about, especially not Nakeem Hines. So let's get into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a win to the Browns. That is surprising considering their simulation gods. We are 4-3, second in the division behind the 5-2 Houston Texans. Texans seem to be doing a lot better without Bill O'Brien. And Darius Leonard, 92 overall, superstar dev. Have to keep him around. Massive contract for him, but he stays with the team. Braden Smith here, 86 overall, star dev. It's only realistic to keep him around. Offensive linemen don't affect simulation that well, but still, he resigns. Anthony Costanzo, I don't know if he's going to retire at the end of the season. I don't know how hard he's going to regress, so I'll just wait till the end of the season. Definitely want to re-sign this defensive end. He's a little bit expensive for being a 77 overall, but I will re-sign him as he does stay with the team, and everyone else here I do not have an interest for. So other than that, guys, I would say that it's time to move into the playoffs. So here we are in the playoffs, not making the playoffs, coming off a win to the Texans, as it looks like the Texans took the division at 11-5 and we finished 8-8. And it looks like Scotty Bond had a pretty solid season for a rookie. Nothing amazing. 19th best offense, best defense in the NFL. That is surprising. And Scotty Bond, 3,800 yards, 27 TDs, 13 interceptions. Aaron Jones, only 4 TDs and 1,100 yards. Interesting. And Kenny Galladay with 1,000 yards, 12 TDs. Amazing season for him. Defensively, Rock Ya-Sin with the most tackles on the team. Most tackles for a loss goes to 12 for Bobby Okereke. And sacks on the team is 9 for DeForest Buckner. Interceptions is 3 for Rock Ya-Sin and 3 for Kenny Moore as well. And safeties on the team goes to 1 for DeForest Buckner, and 1 defensive touchdown on the team is going to be for Rock Ya-Sin. So it looks like Kenny Galladay might get a dev up and Rock Ya-Sin maybe get it, because Rock Ya-Sin actually had a pretty good season. So other than that, guys, let's get into the offseason. So here we are in the offseason, as it looks like the Chiefs beat the Redskins in the Super Bowl. I'm not calling them the football team. Stupidest name they could have possibly picked for a team. And it looks like, where is it? I brain fart in our division. So it looks like nobody even retired at all in our division. And looking into the re-signings, he regressed from an 83 to a 79. That is heavy regression. I'll try to pick him up cheaper in free agency, but I'm not going to pay a left tackle. That's a 79 overall, $11 million a year. Yeah, you're funny if you think I'm going to do that. But still, we are here with the overlook of the team. Any dev-ups? Yes, there is. Kenny Galladay, what an absolute animal he is. 92 overall. I'm going to change max security to double me, because it sucks if he doesn't have double me. And it looks like our right guard only had star dev, but that's okay with me. And defensively, Bobby Okereke has one, and this rookie only has star dev, but Rock Ya-Sin now has superstar dev. He's only an 81 overall. I thought he would progress a lot faster than he currently is right now, but I'm going to give him unfakeable as a superstar ability. And Bobby Okereke also has superstar dev with strip specialist. And I'm going to change it to out my way. And now over to Malik Hooker, who also has a superstar dev. We have 4 dev ups, 3 on defense, 1 on offense. Been a great season for this team in terms of progression. So in the drafts, who is this guy? I don't know who this guy is, but it looks like the CPU picked him up and he has superstar dev, so he's going to be my number 3 now. I don't know who he is, but we have him. So I'm focusing on middle linebacker, strong safety in the draft, and maybe tight end as well. Everything else on this team is stacked up and ready to go. But specialist looks good to me. So other than that, guys, I'd say it's time to jump into free agency. So here we are after free agency, and we got David Njoku for our tight end. Definitely fits the need for it. He's not amazing in real life, but in Madden terms, he will definitely fit the scheme. We have LVE here, Leighton Vander Esch, 87 overall, superstar dev, and Harrison Smith. So we got literally everything in free agency. I don't really need to worry about the draft. Maybe get a depth defensive tackle. It's not really that important, but this team just needs to perform. Maybe another QB, because Scotty Bond wasn't that great, but maybe we can give him another chance. So let's get into the draft. Here we are in the draft as we're picking up a center, 76 overall, normal dev, and I'm going to be replacing him for the left tackle position. I'm going to move him to left tackle because it's Madden, guys. We're picking up a QB now, Eric Alford. Normal dev, 73 overall, not what I wanted. He's all right. Next, we're picking up a defensive back, 77 overall, normal dev, more of a depth position for us. Picked him up at number 49. He's ranked number 3, but that was a great draft for us. I moved the center to left tackle, and you guys may be saying, oh, that's unrealistic. Guys, it's Madden. I can do what I want, okay? He's a 76 left tackle, even though he was a 76 center. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but yeah, this team looks good and ready to go, so I'm definitely happy with this team. So other than that, guys, it's time to jump into the 3rd season of this rebuild and get to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a win to the Giants. No surprise there. We have a breakout QB Who is that going to be? Scotty Bond. Okay, so it looks like Scotty Bond was our starting QB. I'm not going to start the other guy. He just isn't as good, and Scotty Bond was already a higher overall. But we are 2-5. Never mind. Scotty Bond may not be it for this rebuild. But it looks like Quentin Nelson, 99 overall, superstar development, going to have to stay with this team. Wish I could have pushed off his contract for another year, but I have to do it now, which is sad. I have to pay him $12 million a year, a lot. Bobby Okereke wants a lot of money for being only an 84 overall. I get he is superstar dev, but we're still going to re-sign him. Rock Ya-Sin, I want to keep around. I want to make sure I have enough money for everybody because we are running out of money. So I'm going to up the salary and make sure he stays so I don't have to deal with it later. And he re-signs with the team. Don't want you. Don't want Perez Campbell. I have to get Rodrigo Blankenship, bro. Are you kidding me? Goggles? He looks nothing like his picture. Face scan this man into the game. And he wants more salary, you greedy man. Rodrigo Blankenship. Don't do that to me. But still, anyways, guys, we are going to jump into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs as we are coming off a win to the Titans, but we did not make the playoffs, finishing 7-9. Disappointing season. But it looks like Scotty Bond actually did really good in touchdowns, but did okay in yards. 22nd best offense and 16th best defense. I don't know how our offense was 22nd. Scotty Bond, 3,900 yards, 33 TDs, 9 interceptions. Aaron Jones, 11 TDs, 1,100 yards as well. Kenny Galladay, over 1,000 yards and 8 TDs. And defensively, LVE with 134 tackles. That's a lot. Tackles for a loss goes to 15 for Darius Leonard. Most sacks on the team. 11.5 for DeForest Buckner and 10.5 for Darius Leonard. 2 interceptions for Darius Leonard as well, having an amazing season so far according to the stats. And safeties is 0, and defensive touchdowns on the team is 1 for Harrison Smith. I want to keep Harrison Smith around for the remainder of the rebuild. Hopefully he does not retire in the offseason. So other than that, guys, I'd say it's time to jump into the offseason. So here we are in the offseason as the Browns beat the Packers in the Super Bowl, as the Browns continue to dominate Madden simulation. And looking into the retirements, it looks like nobody on our team retired, but it looks like Earl Thomas finished with the Jags, apparently. Interesting. Stays in the AFC. And it looks like Rodrigo Blankenship I need back, but at the same time, I don't think we have cap room to keep him. Very sad days. We're going to have to let Rodrigo go. He was too greedy. His greed led him to getting kicked off the team. Very sad days. But Scotty Bond has star dev now because of the 33 TDs, I believe. He actually had a pretty good season. But Darius Leonard out here was superstar X Factor, 94 overall. Great for him. I'm surprised Leighton Vander Esch did not get a dev up from those 134 tackles, but our left end did get a dev up, 78 overall, superstar dev. 78 overall isn't that great, but superstar dev is pretty nice in general. So yeah, this team looks great. I just need them to perform. So other than that, guys, I'd say it's time to move into free agency. Here we are in free agency, as we obviously don't have any money at all in free agency, so we sadly can't re-sign the Rodrigo GOAT. So let's get into the draft. So in the draft, we're picking up a defensive tackle, Fletcher Cox. It's just too easy. I mean, a first and a 4 for an aging D tackle isn't really the move, but he's a 98 overall, and it's the final season. Next, we're trading away a 5th and a 6 for the GOAT, the absolute man, Justin Tucker. He's got ice in his veins. So this is the team after the trades, and it looks like we're actually doing pretty good. I'm actually very satisfied with this team. Probably one of my more favorite rebuilds. There's so many X factors on this team. It's so cool to look at. And special teams, goated. All we needed was Rodrigo Blankenship, Young Hoku, and Justin Tucker all on the same team, and there would be too many goats on this team. We would just not. We wouldn't have enough kicker. We wouldn't have enough cap room for 3 kickers. It would just be insane. So here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a win to the Texans, as we are 3-5. You got to be kidding me. 3-5 is terrible. But yeah, we apparently have a breakout challenge in Scotty Bond again. So Scotty Bond is going to get another dev up, and oh yeah, last time it was because he got a breakout challenge, not because it was the season stats, but still every season in the final season I don't need to re-sign anybody because it is the final season. But I'm going to hop into Scotty Bond's breakout challenge, but let's get to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, coming off a loss to the Saints. We're here to face the Browns as we finish, what did we even finish? We finished the 4th seed. That is surprising. Weren't we like 3-5? We finished the season 10-6, top of the division, above the 7-9. Titans, but Scotty Bond seems to be doing better. 10th best offense in the NFL and 10th best defense in the NFL, top 10, I guess. Scotty Bond, 4,000 yards, 33 TDs, 11 interceptions, kind of similar to last season. Aaron Jones, 10 TDs and 1,200 yards. Kenny Galladay, over 1,000 yards, only 2 TDs, though, which is disappointing. But Zach Pascal had 9 TDs. And defensively, Leighton Vander Esch with the most tackles on team. Once again, tackles for a loss goes to 20 for Fletcher Cox. That's a lot. And sacks on the team, 9.5 for Fletcher Cox. Nobody got double digits. Disappointing. Interceptions, 4 for Kenny Moore. And safeties on the team goes to nobody. And defensive touchdowns on the team is nobody. So that's actually a little bit disappointing that nobody got any of those stats. Like, the stats weren't insane this year, I'd say, but we're still going to simulate this wild card round against the simulation gods, aka the Browns. Can we beat them? Finally, thank God we beat them. If the Browns had won another Super Bowl in this rebuild, I would be super mad. But we're going to face the Broncos now, and I'm actually going to hop into this one. So here we are facing the Broncos as it is 21-6 in the fourth quarter, 2 minutes left in the game, 28-14. That's going to be the final score in the final seconds as they ticked away with Drew Lock losing. Here we are in the conference championship as we are to face the 13-3 New England Patriots, and they most likely still have Cam Newton. We could possibly be facing the Panthers or the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. Hopefully it's the Panthers because the Cowboys are also simulation gods in Madden. So here we are facing the New England Patriots as it is 24-23. We are up only by 1 point. Now 26-24. Can we win the game? 10 seconds left, I believe. 27-26 is going to be your final score as we beat the New England Patriots by 1 point and move on to the Super Bowl. They had Kyle Allen. You're kidding me. So the Patriots barely lost to us with Kyle Allen. Surprising, but oh my God. The Cowboys are 14-2? How? I wish, bro. Scotty Bond has superstar dev now because of that breakout challenge that I did with him. So he's turned out to be a pretty good QB. His stats don't show that, but I guess his dev trait does. And everyone else here, looks like Bobby Okereke now has Superstar X Factor. I believe he started with normal dev, didn't he? So that's really cool how he came up. And everyone else here looks the exact same. So, yeah, I'm not going to worry about anyone else here. And I'm just going to hop into the Super Bowl matchup against the simulation gods, aka Dallas Cowboys. Here we are in the Super Bowl as it is 28-21 against the Cowboys and 2 minutes left in the game as well. 28-28. We might be going into overtime here. We're going to get this field goal, and I'm actually going to hop into this to make sure we can win this game. So that is going to be it, guys, as we push this to overtime as it finishes 31-28 in the Super Bowl, and the Indianapolis Colts get a Super Bowl against the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott. Oh, and Sean McVay, apparently. Sean McVay was their head coach. 38-31, and it says kick is good. It doesn't say Colts won. I guess that's a glitch. But your Super Bowl MVP is Scotty Bond. 291 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. Not really the best stat line, I would say. But I guess he has superstar dev, and he doesn't really get good stats on the year anyways. So anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed. It was kind of a stale rebuild, in my opinion. There wasn't, like, really insane things going on other than dev ups, and getting Fletcher Cox was the big thing. But there wasn't really big things, so I'm sorry if it was just a little bit stale for you guys. I'll try to make it a little bit better as best I can. But if you guys want a team for me to rebuild, all you got to do is simply comment, and I'll most likely do it. Not many people comment on my videos, and I don't really have that many subscribers. But anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this video, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.